We saw the first steps toward peace in the Middle East today as Hamas and Israel exchanged hostages and prisoners. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager.
And I'm Heather Hayes. President Trump was in Israel as the surviving hostages were released, and later in Egypt for a Mideast Peace Summit. There's also a lot of political diplomacy left to be done. Fox 4's Sean Rabb is in our newsroom with this. Sean.
Yeah, beginning with whether Hamas completely disarms and Israel completely pulls out of Gaza. And will there be Palestinian statehood? Something Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has opposed. But today, historic. This was the scene in Israel today as all 20 hostages held by Hamas were released. Tears of joy as loved ones reunited with their families. Thousands dancing in what was Hostage Square during the more than 2 years since the war began. Tears on both sides of the conflict as about 2,000 Palestinian prisoners delivered back to their people as well. The hostage-prisoner swap, phase one of President Trump's peace plan for the Middle East. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu praised his close ally before Israel's government.
A proposal that brings all our hostages home. A proposal that ends the war by achieving all our objectives. A proposal that opens the door to an historic expansion of peace in our region and beyond our region.
From Israel, the president traveled to Egypt, where leaders from 35 countries gathered in what is called the Summit for Peace.
This took 3,000 years to get to this point. Can you believe it? And it's going to hold up, too. It's going to hold up.
The president, the first to sign that peace agreement that 35 world leaders put their names on. First, in support of rebuilding the war-ravaged Gaza Strip, then pledging to be part of the tenuous task of creating a Palestinian security force and Gaza going forward. The president speaking after that global gathering.
All the momentum now is toward a great, glorious, and lasting peace, and our commitment to fulfilling the 20-point plan we developed together will be the crucial foundation for achieving that bright future, and it's being worked on right now as we speak.
The yet firmed-up parts of the plan include some very difficult terms. Hamas and other groups will not be part of future governance in Gaza. Hamas, considered a terrorist organization by the U.S., must agree to decommission all weapons, destroy any military-type infrastructure, including facilities where weapons are produced, and its network of tunnels throughout the region.
For 2 years, the United States, the world have sought a means of getting to a day before that permits the contemplation of a day after conflict in Gaza.
David Satterfield is former U.S. ambassador to Turkey and an American diplomat who served extensively in the Middle East and is director of the Baker Institute for Public Policy at Rice University. Satterfield says this is that day before, but to realize the day after, President Trump has to stay directly involved, especially with his influence over Israel. And he says Hamas will have to be challenged by their neighbors in the region, but not just with military force.
But you also have to have political vision, a political framework that challenges the dark vision of Hamas. That's been absent. Now is when it needs to come into play.
And Ambassador Satterfield believes all the essentials are in place for lasting peace, but stresses President Trump must continue to be the centerpiece in the Middle East, flanked by Arab and Muslim leaders.
All right, Sean Rabb in our newsroom. Thank you.